Welcome back. Tough trading conditions have weighed on Mpact. During the interim period, the group's revenue from continuing operations fell 1.1%, while headline earnings per share tumbled 31%. And joining me now is the company's CEO, Bruce Strong, for more insight. Thank you so much for your time, Bruce. Let's actually start off with that tepid slide on the top line. What are the dynamics that played out there? Because I also see that there was a drop in volumes, and also what level of pricing could you apply?
Yeah, so thanks very much for having me. There's no doubt that we faced a real uncertain environment in the last 6 months, and it sort of carried on from the load shedding, the stage 6 load shedding, which hit us all in September last year. And I don't think there was really any sort of recovery in the economy. So we saw a very muted festive season in December. And with that, a lot of carryover of stock among our customers and the customers of our customers. And that was followed by a weak Easter, for all the reasons you can imagine, low consumer confidence and consumers cash strapped with load shedding and all that went with it. And then when finally load shedding abated in March, we were faced then with the upcoming elections, which brought its own uncertainty. And with that, a number of our customers are asking us to hold off on deliveries of their orders with the July 2021 riots still fresh in their minds. And so all together, it was a very difficult period. But notwithstanding that, we were very pleased over the past 12 months to have increased our net asset value per share to 34.11, 9%, which I think is nice to see. And we're still profitable. I mean, we made EBITDA of 763 million. And million rand, and we managed to generate cash of 520 million rand. So notwithstanding the down part of the cycle that we're in at the moment, we're still a profitable business, and we've got many good opportunities that we're working on project-wise and otherwise to be pretty optimistic about the future.
Bruce, you're talking about the down part of the cycle, and of course you mentioned the domestic challenges. Would you say that the domestic environment is more pressured than your export markets? Is there some sort of divergence between domestic and international demand?
I would say for the most part, the international market is also slow. So we did manage to increase our exports of containerboard by 36% over the past 6 months compared to last year, the same period. But those prices are still pretty low, so the margins are thin. Okay. So I'd say all markets are pretty tight at the moment. But given our cost position, especially of our Felixstowe mill, we're still able to export profitably. And I think the whole world is facing somewhat of a depressed market, certainly in this side, other than the US maybe. Yes. Although that might have changed as from today. But yeah, it's been tough all around. Having said that, we still are very optimistic about the fact that a lot of our business is being focused on sectors which don't require consumer spending growth in South Africa for their prosperity. So, for example, more and more we've aligned our business with export fruit sectors from South Africa, and they are growing. We've aligned ourselves with convenient shopping like home delivery bags and the paper that's used to make the home delivery bags that we make. And that's growing because of consumer spending patterns changing. So there are a number of areas of our business that don't require consumer spending growth for us to see growth in our business. And we're very grateful for that because those grew in the last 6 months despite the difficult circumstances.
Yeah, there seem to be really interesting dynamics playing out there in the paper division. Let's go on to plastics because that seemed to have done much better. Would you say that that is on a solid growing to also build on the growth momentum that we've seen in this period?
Yes, indeed. I mean, we have invested a fair amount in our returnable bins and crates business. The crates that you'd see in the retail outlets and also the wheelie bins you have outside your house. That sector is growing a lot for us. We've invested a tremendous amount and we're still very optimistic about the future prospects there. And then in our business, our plastics business that's aligned towards fast-moving consumer goods, home care and personal care. We brought a number of new products to the market in the last 2 years or so, and those have seen good uptake from customers, which we're very pleased about. So notwithstanding the difficult environment, that business managed to grow 8% in volume, which I think is an exceptional achievement. Yeah. The pricing has also improved in plastics. So the margins are doing well there, and we think we'll have a better second half than the first half. And it must be said in paper, we're at the bottom of the cycle, so that we can still be profitable at this stage of the cycle really does give us a lot of optimism about when the cycle turns. The operating leverage that will come through will be very good for our profits and also good for our shareholders, of course.
All right. Bruce, still in plastics, you did make an acquisition, Africa Tanks. Talk to me about the rationale for this transaction, but also the level of contribution that you are that you've seen or that you're forecasting in terms of the bottom line?
So Africa Tanks is a business that solves a problem of water provision for many communities and businesses in South Africa. Africa Tanks makes tanks up to 5,000 litres, the typical ones you'll see outside your business, and 2,500 litres, you'll see a lot of those in the rural areas among people who depend on water deliveries by tanker. And so our business is very much aligned to using our expertise in technology application and polymers to solve societal problems, of which water provision is one. Yeah. And we're very excited by our business with Africa Tanks, because they are the only producer of blow molded tanks in South Africa, which offer better quality, more consistent strength and design, better safety features, because you can align the inner material to be suitable for water, and the outer material to block out the UV rays that cause algae and things like that. So there are many reasons for us to be very optimistic about that, and our investment will be used by Africa Tanks to expand the business both into the Eastern Cape and the Western Cape, to make Africa Tanks a national supplier of what would be the best quality tanks in the market already, by design and also by features.
All right. Just as we wrap up the conversation, Bruce, just as we're talking about the kind of asset recycling, acquisitions and disposals, you are, of course, disposing of Mpact. How much relief will that bring to your debt?
Well, Mpact should realize at least 270 million rand of cash, which will be used to pay down debt. On top of that, there's the debtors less the creditors, which we will collect. So that could be another 50 to 100 odd million. And we'll use that to pay down debt. And, that will go towards some of the projects that we're doing. We've got the Mkonda project, 1.3 billion rand project, a very good project, which has got great prospects. And so bringing our debt down will help a bit. Although we do have a strong balance sheet now, it'll just make it stronger. And we're always on the lookout for new projects and new opportunities in the market, which we'll continue to look for.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time and really just giving us more detail on the numbers that we saw coming out of Mpact this morning. That was the CEO of Mpact, Bruce Strong.